Hello, beautiful beings of love and light. Susan Shatzer here from Susan Shatzer International. Excited to invite you all to play today. I have an interesting topic that has to do with cleaning, clearing out the old to invite in the new. Feng Shui is a modality which speaks a lot of clearing out your old messes, your piles, your stacks, things that no longer serve you to actually invite in a different energy. So excited you're here with me. If you are just joining in now, go ahead and allow StreamYard to have access to your profile. So that way you'll be able to post a comment and I'm able to see it and we can acknowledge you on the air live. So welcome, welcome, welcome everyone. So glad you are here today. Bet you you're here to do some spring cleaning. We're about to hit the first of summer. So this is the last, we have like a week and a half almost to check out, check in, and check on the different possibilities we have available to us. So thank you, everyone. If you don't mind, take a quick minute and scroll down and where it says share, would you go ahead and share this live video on your page or on a friend's page? Perhaps you might enjoy sharing it to someone's private Facebook message, and that will give them direct access to us, to this, to you, and to a different possibility. So grateful you are all here with me. Pop in the chat. Let me know if you're watching, where you're watching from, who you're with, what you're doing, how you're spending your Friday afternoon. It's Friday here in the United States. In Eastern time, it's a little bit before 5 p.m. live at 5 on Fridays. Peace out, everybody. Yeah, so drop a note in the comments as to who you are and where you're hailing from. Most importantly, today is all about spring cleaning, getting rid of the old energy frequencies, things that no longer serve you. Could be programs, it could be loops, all of which are limitations, and they're actually preventing you from creating a different possibility. So I'm here with you on this beautiful golf course here behind me, sharing this lovely sunny Florida day with all of you. And I'm wondering if I can see the comments. Let me post a comment and see if you guys can see it. So I'll give you a question. So let's talk about what would you like to receive from today's live power hour on cleansing the old you. So if you could get anything out of it, let me just reread it for spelling mistakes. So what would you like to receive from today's live power hour on, cleansing the old you? All right, so I'm popping that into the chat. Let me know if you can see it. Give it a thumbs up or a like, comment, share. Feels though I'm like all by myself for some reason. Pop in the comments, show me some love. You know what it is? Because I'm not able to have Facebook Live also on while I'm in StreamYard. So I don't know if you're there unless you comment. So yeah, I am Susan Shatzer, a consciousness revolutionary. Many people ask me what that is. I'm going to share a little bit about that now, giving you all a chance to pop in the comments and let me know what you would like to receive out of today's live power hour on cleaning out the old you. You are old and you've got some old stuff hanging on. Sort of like those cobwebs. So it's interesting because I'm able to be in all of your realities like all at the same time. And you're all doing a fantastic job. You are laying blankets over the top of it and you're going, oh yeah, that's, if you don't see it, you don't know about it, you're not aware of it, it won't bother you. Yeah, that's not actually true. but that's a good lie you tell yourself. Hello, Troy Foreman. So glad you are here. Hey, Kevin from England. Love it. So glad you're here as well, Kevin. So Troy and Kevin, if you both could get anything out of cleaning up your energy field, like creating a different possibility, what would you like to get out of today? Like if you needed support and getting rid of something, what would that something be? Pop it in the comments. Let me know. I'd love to support you on that. And anyone else who's dropping in live, if you haven't had a chance to share this, go ahead and hit share to your page or a group that you might belong to. And let's spread the love around the world. So while you guys are taking a chance to pop in and tell me what it is that you are looking for, getting rid of that no longer serves you, as a consciousness revolutionary, I am somebody who is willing to stand in the space of total awareness. So it's where I'm not willing to be unconscious. I'm not willing to be unaware of everything that could be possible. So being in the question is one of the things, one of the benefits that you will have in working with me and in joining me lives, because that is one of the things that empowers you and anything else really disempowers you. So according to Access Consciousness, they talk a lot about, decision, judgment, calculation, separation. They talk about those as being limitations because that's what we were entrained with. And that's what we were taught to come to conclusions at a very early age. I mean, raise your hand or pop in the comments and say yes if you were taught to get the answer. If you were taught to get the right answer, right? Do you remember when you were taught, right, to come to conclusions? So what have you decided? And if you decided wrong or bad, or if you made a good choice or a good decision, like these are all the things we taught our kids because we thought we were preparing them. And your parents, they didn't know any better. They thought they were preparing you for the real world and for stepping up and being able to be on your own. But what they did was they helped you separate from your awareness. They helped you separate from your body. So your body's actually more conscious than you are. Isn't that interesting? I was so amazed when I learned that. And this is part of where I come from, where science meets awareness. And our bodies don't have a point of view, but guess what? We sure do. Have points of view. We have a lot of points of view, and we were taught to have points of view. We were taught to have, where do you stand? Where do you sit? Which side are you on? Debate team, debate committees. When you had your English writing classes, you had to write pros and cons and for and against, and all of those kind of journalings that we did. And that was supposedly to help us, process through and to move through our feelings. What if that's actually disempowering? What if those techniques that we were taught actually locked things in to ourselves and our bodies? Yeah, so I was working with a couple clients recently, and we were talking about the body, and we were muscle testing to get the truth, to actually have empowerment with it as to what was going to serve this person in the highest and best. So we kind of wanted to locate where that point of view was stashed. And so we talked about it in the body, and it just so happens that it ended up being right here in the throat area. And then, as she learned about this, it showed up as an aha moment as to why she's not able to verbalize as well as she would like to when a conflict situation shows up. So in removing that from the body and removing that limitation and removing that trauma that was stored there, locked in the body, really took that on as a way to protect itself. So there was a flip to it, is, you're being made right or wrong about not being able to speak or being able to speak too much. And how many of us grew up, pop in the comments with a yes, if you grew up with, children are supposed to be seen and not heard. Women are supposed to be seen and not heard. Yeah, all of those things, those are old systems and programmings that we were brought up with, that we were instilled with, that we were implanted with, that we've had basically running in the background ever since. So Choi and Kevin are very silent today. They are not stepping forward and sharing what it is that they'd like to have removed. So we're just going to go ahead and jump in and do an all call for everyone. So taking a look at our auras. Our auras are some of the things that we have. Auras show up as different colors. Different colors have different meanings. And so energetically, it's something that, etherically, energetically, and then you get it physically in the body. So it starts out here and then it shows up in the body. It's sort of like when you can feel yourself getting sick, you sort of feel like a little scratchy throat, or sinuses maybe are clogged, or your eyes are a little bit itchy, or you have maybe body aches all over. All of those things are symptoms indicating to you, your body's giving you information, clues as to what's going on, what's happening, and please pay attention to me. So that starts in the auric field first. So let's take a look at that. What is that? So the auric field is your energy field that is outside of the body. So it includes the body, but it also resonates outside of the body. And every time you interact with anything, with people, places, things, circumstances, situations, objects, there's an influence that those things have with you and with your auric field. So for instance, I know many of you have heard about having toxic friends, toxic relationships, toxic parents, toxic relatives, a toxic job. All of those things, people, places, and things, are interacting with you every day. And what happens is it impacts your auric field. So as you sleep and you eat healthy and you drink lots of water, you will sort of influence your auric field as strengthening it. So let's see oh, Kevin, hey. Oh, wait, there's somebody else who's in there. I need to get out of the way. Kevin is saying, being a British person, we are told that we were seen and not heard, but being 57 now, I'm more being heard than being seen. Does that make sense? Yes. Kevin, that is so cool. So you feel as though you've gotten to the age where you are allowed to be heard and seen versus when you were younger. So it's interesting that you said that but, the word but in there. So anytime we use the word but, B-U-T, that is where, be aware that you cut off, fold, staple, and paste yourself into making yourself smaller. Anytime you use the word but, that's where you have an awareness, you know that something is a truth, but you're going to do it anyway. But you're going to go ahead and go on that date. But you're going to go ahead and take that job. But you wish you went to a different restaurant, or you wish you picked a different meal at the restaurant. All of these things come after the word but, and but is your key. That is your key, that you're not actually choosing from awareness. You're actually choosing with what you think other people are going to think of you, or what somebody else told you was the right thing, the right choice. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kevin. Yeah, so let's go ahead and clear that. The easiest, fastest, quickest way that I've learned to clear things is with our breath. So when you take a big, deep breath in, I'm going to ask you to take a breath. I'm going to count to 3. And when you blow out, you're going to remove out. So you're going to process everything out that is of the same or similar frequency to what it is that I'll be calling up. So Kevin, I'm going to read yours one more time. Being a British person, we were told we were seen and not heard, but being 57 now, I'm more being heard than being seen. Does that make sense? Yes, absolutely. So Kevin, everywhere you were not acknowledged, and not just Kevin, but this is for everyone who's listening now, everyone who's listening in the future, everyone you share this with, there's, time is a construct. So, that's not actually real. So you can do this now and in the future, and, pull it up from the past as well with all past stuff. So Kevin, everywhere you are made to believe that you were not old enough, not allowed, not willing, not able, right? Not being acknowledged. for your point of view, for your voice, for being heard, for having a say in things, for being recognized, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate all of it? So not just Kevin, but everyone else. Take a deep breath in. And everything that resonates with that, for and against, past, present, and future, you're going to destroy and uncreate it. When I count to 3, you're going to blow out, move it out. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Yeah. So Kevin, everywhere you had to create yourself as being small and less than and not enough in order to follow the rule of not being seen and not being heard, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate that? And I'm going to assume you said yes, unless you pop it in the comments. Take a deep breath in. So all of us who weren't seen and heard as kids, as young adults, as teenagers, in our early 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s and 60s, where we were not being heard, not being acknowledged, not being, our awareness was not being allowed to be present in a conversation, in a situation, in a relationship, in a job, in a boardroom. Yeah, in your house. Would you be willing to destroy and uncreate it? Nice. Let's remove that from our aura and our frequency. Take a deep breath in. And out on 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Congratulations. Can you feel that peace, Kevin? And anyone else who's watching with us, can you feel that space and peace? It's almost like all the mind chatter has gone away. All of the extra thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Because what happens is, like anything that we've made significant, we make it real, right, and relevant. And those are 4 limitations that lock it in. And so you've got these tethers, and so that are tethering that point of view into place. And because it's in your frequency, the universe, God, source, Allah, Buddha, whatever that is exceptional outside of this reality for you, actually has the ability, and its job is to contribute to you. So as God is contributing to you, right, it's looking at what you're requesting and what you put your attention on, and it's going to give you more of it. So if this is something that is in your frequency, in your auric field, then that's going to continue to show up. So you're going to have more and more experiences, relationships, situations that are going to validate that and be like, see, you were told. See, what did we tell you about that? See, what is that all about? What is that like? And that's what shows up. So now that we've eliminated from your field, you no longer have that resonating in it. You actually are in a space of what I like to call choice versus no choice. Before having the awareness of it and removing it, you had no choice with it. It's sort of like your computer when you have all those windows that are open in the background. They're all running, so they're all taking up bandwidth. So here you are in your life, and you are really trying your best, and you're putting your best foot forward, and you're saying the affirmations and the mantras, and you're listening to the music, and you're destroying and uncreating and all that kind of stuff. You still have all of those windows open. And with those windows open, you still have that running in your field, and that is still going to be a part of what you're creating. And when you have all that open, what happens on your computer? It shuts down, right? It starts spinning, like it's processing, it's thinking about it. And you can't actually create what it is you'd like to create or invite in what you'd like to have into your life. And that is why spring cleaning and doing your auric cleaning that we're doing right now really has a huge, tremendous increase of possibilities into your life. So cool. Let's see who else is talking. There's Troy, and he'd like to share. He's actually sitting right here watching me on his cell phone. Busted, I gave you away. Threw you under the bus. And so he says, I would like to remove any blocks in regards to any career issues. Also, any issues with my friend that comes around once a month. My friend that comes around once a month. Okay. So interesting. This is, so today is May 10th. And if you Google search the moon phases, No, today's the 11th. Yesterday was the 10th. If you Google search moon phases, you will find that yesterday, June 11th, no, June 10th, because today is the 11th, is a new moon. So the moon has a direct influence on the ocean. So the tides, low tide and high tide, the surf, the waves, all is impacted from the moon, and the moon's draw and how it is and where it's located, either close or further away as it rotates around the earth, has a direct impact with that. Well, guess what our bodies are 70% made of? Yes, water. 70% of our bodies are made of water. Now I'm feeling a little lonely that you guys aren't putting stuff in the chat for me. So give it up. So, what was your day like yesterday? What is your day like today? Troy's saying that he would like to remove any blocks in regards to any career issues. Yeah. So taking a look at career issues, like what is your point of view about a career? So pop in there, Troy, and drop in like what does career mean to you? If and even Kevin, you too. What does career mean to you guys? Is there a form, structure, and significance to it? What advantages do you have with a career? What disadvantages do you have with a career? And I know I'm just throwing all of these questions out at the same time. So pick one that resonates with you, that works with you, and let's take it and run with it. If it's not career, it could be relationship. And if it's not relationship, it could be, our health. If it's not our health, it could be something else. So what is it? What does career mean to you? Because whatever it means to you is part of your limitation. So I know we were talking about, and while Troy and Kevin, I'll give them a chance to go ahead and pop that in the comments for everyone. Your aura, is the first place, it comes before you, because it's larger than you are. You're all around you, your aura. So as it shows up, it comes in contact with the frequency of people, places, and things before you even arrive, before you get there. So your aura is out in front of you, and it's interacting with all the molecules in the universe, which every molecule is consciousness. And so what that does is your aura is the buffer before it gets to you. So what happens is with you, when you are involved with toxic people, toxic energy, toxic relationships, it could be in the work, in relationships, family at home, whatever that is, wherever that is, and whenever that is impacting your aura. And so just as I was explaining at the beginning of this live at 5, this power hour is that you start to feel sick before you get sick. Your body starts to give you indications. Well, as your aura field is impacted, you start to receive information. So if you're feeling, and I jotted down a list of this, if you're feeling stressed, your auric field has been impacted, negatively impacted, or negative, positive, that's part of polarity here, but it's impacted in a way that is not expanding it, but is diminishing it. If you feel irritated, anxious, lethargic, impatient, negative, and your outlook, your outlook on the world tends to be negative, and you'll hear it in your words. So if you experience any, some, more, all of them, your auric field has been impacted in, and for lack of a better words, a negative situation. It could be a person, place, thing, relationship, an activity that happened to you. And as that comes into your field, your body starts to give you information. And so the list of the topics, it's actually the feelings and emotions that you would have is, coming up for you as an indication that you've been negatively impacted. And it normally starts with thoughts. And then it'll go to feelings and emotions, and then you feel it with the body. So know that that's impacting your auric field. And so in just a minute, I see Troy has popped up some things up there. So possibly I'll just invite him to come and join me, and we can process through some things live here. I'm going to give you 3 to 4 different ways that you can support yourself in clearing your auric field when you start to feel the anxiety and stress and irritability show up for you. So let's see what Troy has to say. So according to his career, what you choose to do for a living, it's to be successful monetarily. Yeah. So, that's what we were all taught, and this is what we've called third dimension. Third dimension is length, width, and height. It's also a polarity driven reality with things right and wrong, good and bad. That you were taught at an early age. You had it before you got here. You've been buying and selling it to friends, families, and neighbors ever since. And so it means to Troy to be successful. So if he has a career, he's successful monetarily. So what does that mean for all of you? Does that resonate? Pop in the comments and say, yes, that this is my belief that I am successful monetarily if I have a career. If I don't have a career, I am not monetarily successful. So it's one of those ifs, ands. If you have it, you're good. If you don't have it, you're bad. So that's locking in that as a limitation. So what constitutes a career, right? Like how many women are like house moms? How many dads are at home now, stay-at-home dads who manage the home, and the moms, or the wives or the women are out at work? What is a career per se? And if it's something that you get paid to do, then is it something that you love to do versus something that you don't love to do? So Troy is saying what you choose to do for a living. So a career is what you choose to do for a living. So what you're saying is that your living, which is you're getting paid for it, is your career. It's what you choose to do. And isn't that interesting that we choose a career versus that we are the energy, space, and consciousness of it. So cool. Thank you, Troy. We're going to pop back over to this in just a minute as Kevin has dropped in a comment. Well, I'm single, so relationship is not a worry for him. But work, I was trained to work on a welding machine, and they would look at my pay after 6 months. Well, a year and a half later, no pay raise. So when they asked me to go on the machine this week, I told them no. But I felt guilty in saying no, but I'm trying to take a stand now. But I'm taking a stand now. Yeah, so it's sort of like you're promised certain things. And so you stand up, you show up, and you do your best. And I know, Troy, this may resonate with you as well, where you've been told that you would get certain things, whether it's a commission or a bonus or a payment or something at the end of the month, and then it just doesn't show up. It's just not there. And then what do you do? Like, what's your recourse with it? Like, do you have to, take someone to court, for it to get that? Is it worth it? Is it not worth it? Do they know you're just going to forget about it? Yeah. So Kevin, everything that this is for you, and Troy, everything it is for you as well, that you guys have, and what you're showing me is you have this entanglement where it's like all twisted. And so we call it bastardized. It's where the energy of career, the energy of success, the energy of monetary, the energy of receiving is all twisted up into something that is not the truth of it. So what you both are telling me is that you have to do to receive. Let me stop and say that again. This is huge. So you're both sharing with me that you believe that you have to do the job, do the career in order to receive financially or receive monetarily and receive with recognition. So do to receive. So what if that is one of the biggest lies that we've been told and we've bought into here in third dimension on planet Earth right here and right now, 2021. 2021 is where we get it all done. Yeah. So what if being was the truth with receiving? Your being actually created a different point of view, a different reality, and a different energy. You being of the highest vibrational frequency that you have access to, which would be either gratitude and love. Like those are not interchangeable, but it's those two are just below God consciousness. So in the thought processes that you both have, I can perceive that Troy, for instance, you have if I don't have a career, if I'm not being financially compensated for the work that I'm doing, then I'm not successful and I'm bad and I'm not enough and I can't and I don't deserve. So all of that is what's in your field. So because it starts with those thoughts, you have the feelings of, not enough, less than, what I was just talking about, you are attracting more of that to yourself versus, and let me just go over to Kevin. So Kevin, you have the same thought process that's going on. It's like, look, I thought they were going to review this in 6 months. I think you said 6 months. 6 months. Yep. Yep. And yep, a year and a half later, still no pay raise. So a year and a half. So you went like a really long time with doing the work without being compensated. So the thoughts that I can perceive you coming up with is like, look, I'm getting used, I'm being taken advantage of, like I'm not being honored, like, they told me this, they're lying to me, like those, and tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if there's some other thoughts that you have, Troy and Kevin, pop them in the comments, or say, yes, that's spot on. That's right. If that's what you have happening, and know that those thoughts, create stress. And I'm just going to read them off. I've got my list. You're irritated, you're anxious, you feel lethargic, you're impatient, and you have a negative outlook towards the world. Yes, no, maybe, I used to say that to my first graders. They would go, Miss Shatzer. Yeah, so the cool part is that now you have the awareness. Because what happens is sometimes we have our thoughts and we're unconscious about them, like they're running. And how many of you have been saying, like, I'm sick and tired of this showing up. I'm sick and tired of this happening. Like, I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and tired. Yes. I'm sick and tired of this, right? Well, that's your thoughts, right? And it's activating. So it's sort of like when you turn the burner on the stove, like you could have like a lot of pots burning or a lot of plates spinning kind of a thing. But when you turn the burner on is when you start with the thoughts. And then the feelings kick in as the water starts to boil, right? And then the emotions show up and that's where you're boiling over. And you're just like, done, had it, over, has to be fixed. This isn't working for me. Shut this down. And I laugh because I've been there. I have been there. For me, it was more with my health. I was like, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. And it was like an everyday thing that I would sort of tap into. Like I would revisit the sick and tired of being sick and tired. And so when we do that daily, it gets stronger and stronger. And we're cranking up the heat on that burner. We're going from low to simmer to medium to high to now we're raging. And it just doesn't seem fair. Yeah. So all of this is in our auric field. And I'd love to invite you to have a different possibility and let's eliminate that. Would you both like to do that? Pop yes in the comments if it's something that you would like to eliminate. And, as you're eliminating things out of your field, you now have space. So I'm going to invite you to, step into love, light, and gratitude. Yeah. So I'm going to show you how to switch. We're going to eliminate it first. And I'm going to show you how to switch your thought process to create a different possibility for you, your body, and your loved ones. So take a deep breath in. Yeah. Anything and everything that resonates with, the thoughts, feelings, and emotions of less than, not enough, of all the information our body's been providing us, looking for us to create a different possibility. Let's eliminate everything that's limiting. On 3, we're going to remove it from our body, our being, our aura, and our reality. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Yeah, is it quiet? In your body, is it quiet in your mind? I sort of feel you both are like little kids again, and you're like, ooh, what are we going to do now? What can we create now? Yeah, so let's invite in love and gratitude, right? So what if these experiences that you're both are having are contributing to you to gain the awareness that this is a limitation, that this is a loop that you've been running. I know Troy just recently had a birthday. He's 51. And how cool is that, Kevin? You're 57. You're both in your 50s. I'm going to be 53 this year. So let's hear it for the 50s. Woo, woo. Right? Like, what if, like, now is the time, right? Like, they didn't actually teach us this in school. You know, no one taught us how to function outside of the reality that they wanted us to live in, basically. And what better way to, like, you know, get the cows to come home is to ring that dinner bell. And what better way to make you part of the matrix in the system is to have you adhere to the rules and regulations. Hence, doing to receiving versus being and receiving. Nice. Thank you guys so much. So let's invite in a different thought process that will create a different physical and emotional response. And I'm going to ask you to provide me some feedback on it, how you're doing. So, you know, and the words I'm using, you are welcome to use as well with yourself now and in the future. You can write them down. You can come back and listen to this. You can cut out a little piece of it and run it, create a loop for yourself. Woo, yeah. What if all of this that you're experiencing, even the anger, rage, fury, hate, blame, shame, regret, and guilt that goes along with your situations is information, right? Like, this is showing up for you repeatedly because you've been asking for what else? Am I right? Like, put yes down in the comments, Troy and Kevin, if you've been asking, like, you know that something else is possible. You know that this can't be all there is. You know that this struggle, these issues, the challenges that you've been dealing with that have been showing up over and over again, like, can't be what you signed up to show up here in this lifetime on planet Earth right now. Am I right? Like, hell to the yes, right? I don't know if we can swear on social media, but I just did. Yeah, right? So what if we started to use words like, I am so grateful for this experience, right? Like, how much, right, of a person have I become having had this experience? Like, do you now know what you'd like to do differently? Do you now know what you'd like to have differently? Do you now know who or what you'd like to choose differently with work, with business, with career, with advancement, with financial options? Like, do you have a greater understanding of what is going to serve you, what is going to work for you than you did before you had these uncomfortable, unconscious, and unaware experiences? Type yes in the box if this resonates with you. Yeah. Love, love, love to have these. What if this is part of your soul's evolution? What if what I'm sharing with you is like a new way of processing information? What if this is a new way of allowing your body, your emotions, your feelings to contribute to creating a different possibility? What if you don't have to go all the way to anger, irritation, negative thoughts about the whole world or everybody in that population or an entire company? What if it didn't take you that long to go there for you to choose something else? Would you be willing to acknowledge the information as you receive it with your thoughts, your feelings, and your emotions, to actually do a full stop and ask a question? You know, like, is this actually working for me? Truth, is there something else possible here that I might not be aware of? Like, who is it that can contribute to me that I have not spoken with? Right? Like, where should I go today that would create a different reality for me right away? And if you are a technological person, you know, what can I search? What could I search that would create a different possibility? So what if everything that you've made right or wrong or good or bad actually stops you from receiving? So if you've decided the company is a horrible company or the management is a terrible management system, right? Those are walls that you've placed up that have to do with management and companies. I'm just giving you an example. I don't know if this is true for you, but more than likely it is. You can type yes in the comments. It could be the person that hired you or the person that interviewed you. Everywhere you've decided they're wrong, bad, they mismanaged, mishandled, anything that shows up for that, that's a judgment that you're judging that person. And what happens is when you have a judgment, then nothing else can show up but that judgment, versus destroying and creating and eliminating it by breathing, how I just showed you, allowing that to dissipate because it holds you at a frequency of polarity. And that's where you have to do to receive, versus being the spirit, being the energy, being the frequency of love and gratitude. Like, okay, cool. Yeah. So that person did that interview, or that management person lied to me, or that, like, okay, I see you in the bag of chips. And I'm going to choose something else. It's like, okay, great. So I'm on this rung on my ladder, right? And I'm going up because I'm certainly not going down. We're all in our 50s. We're closer to 100. We're closer to the century than we are to zero. So this is like a monumentous decade for all of us. Yeah, like let's step in, step up, step on, and choose a different possibility. So in asking those questions on a daily basis, it could be, before you go to bed at night, it could be when you wake up in the morning, it could be while you're having a cup of coffee, it could be after you get off the phone, whatever it is for you. Just asking the question, you don't have to get an answer. That's where so many people get hung up. You don't have to, for someone to go, yeah, call Mary Smith on Tuesday at 3:00. Like, source, God is, may give you information like that. I haven't known many people to receive information like that, but there will be an awareness that comes up. You're like, I wonder. And being in that frequency of what else could there be, right? Actually invites in, because we only know what we know. And science tells us we only use like 10%, 7%, 12%, something of our brain. Like, we don't even have full access to like all of the capacities that our brain has, but we can only list things or acknowledge that what we know. Well, God is way more infinite. He's way greater than we are. He has access to way more things. And I will guarantee you that what you are asking for will show up for you in a way in which you never thought possible. And for some reason, I have music playing in the background. So how cool is that? Calm music, spa music, sleep music, healing music, study music. Yeah, so check it out. It just turned itself on. That may be my closing music. The universe may be telling me, hey, it's time to wrap this up. So here are some of the tools. So ask me any questions. So Kevin and Troy, do you have any questions about, what we've been talking about today? The clearings, things you've eliminated, what you are inviting in as a different possibility, your frequency, your field, and your auric resonance. Let's see what Kevin says. With only 10 years left before I retire, I think I will stay where I am if I'm not sacked for standing my ground. My job is convenient more than a career. Yes, cool. So see, that's beautiful that you're willing to acknowledge that, and that's what works for you. Yeah, awesome. So cool. And, Kevin, I'm going to tell you, it's, you can choose that until you don't choose it anymore, and then choose something else. So all of the reason as to why you're staying, right? What if that's great, awesome, amazing now, and 10 seconds from now, you can choose something else. And 10 seconds after that, you could choose something else. So many of my clients that I'll talk about, you can get divorced in 10 seconds and you can get remarried in the next 10 seconds. It's okay. It's where you're destroying and uncreating, right? the thoughts, feelings, and emotions of the relationship, the marriage you had before, and now you're going to be not married, right? So you're destroying everything, and now you're going to get remarried again. Except this time when you get married again, it's not going to be with the old frequency, it'll be with the new frequency that's completely cleared. So lots of marriages have been saved, lots of relationships have been really have blossomed with it. So yeah, if you guys have any other stuff, go ahead and pop it in the comments. So these are some of the things that you can do to create a different possibility. I know lots of people do saging. So here's sage. It's incense. They come in sticks or bundles. Sage has a frequency, just like our emotions have frequencies, and our thoughts have frequencies, colors have frequencies. Everything is a vibration, everything. All of our DNA, all of our diseases have a frequency, and all of our cures have a frequency. And I can talk more about that, the science of that, in another power hour. But this is an example of how you can use, this is like a little holding device. You can get these at the dollar store here in the United States. You can get them at whole food locations, organic places. You can Google search it and get it emailed or sent right to you. But sage has a frequency and an incense, and it's known for clearing rooms, clearing thoughts, feelings, and emotions, extra frequencies. So this one I had bought for Troy, business incense sticks. So here's business. And so this, as you can see with the picture on it, has money. There's scrolls there for contracts or education, whatnot. And so this is a frequency. So this is business. You can get them for relationships. Some people don't know about this, though, business, that they not only have frequencies like the floral incense sticks, but they also have them for things that you'd like to invite in. So my recommendation is to sage first, and then what it is that you'd like to add in to your life, into the space once you've saged and cleared it. In this case, this is an example of business. So highly recommend taking a look at that. Have you ever, when you wear your cologne, men and women, we wear our perfume, our frequency changes. Like, you smell differently, you show up differently, people react with you differently. Your fragrance is a frequency. And when it interacts with your own body, right? Your own body, not sweat, but what is it called? Your body
chemically reacts.
Yeah, chemically reacts with your body's essence. I'm not sure what it is. But anyways, so that's one of the things. So this was sage and business. The other thing that I like to have clients do is to create a salt scrub. What happens is so many things get attached to us. Do you remember, and you might know of, like a situation where you were at a family event, or you could have been in the hospital with somebody who is sick, illness, whatever it happens to be, at work, where just something toxic. It's like not of the highest vibration. It was not a love and gratitude frequency. And maybe it was one of those like people who just sucked the life out of you. It could be somebody who was like politically just toxic, like throwing stuff at you, projecting on you. Yeah. So what happens is, like, you sort of take some of that home with you. You know, like you can almost feel it in the car on the drive home or on the walk home. You can sort of, that person's thoughts or their words are like, bouncing back and forth in your head. Well, that is now attached to you on your being, in your auric field. So what I like to do is to have you do a salt scrub. So if you have kosher salt, organic salt, Himalayan salt, any kind of the salts from the mountains, and then anything organic with oil. So it could be avocado, coconut, olive oil, sesame, whatever works for you, and create like a paste. with it. You're going to create your own scrub in a little container. And then if you have incense bottles, it could be frankincense or eucalyptus or healing. They have healing and sleep and those kind of things. Go ahead and ask your body like what it would like. And the easiest, fastest way is to just open your bottle up, smell it. If you go, then that would be the one for you. If you open it up and you're like, all right, probably not. And if you open it up and go, ooh, okay, that's definitely not the one. So, and you may get no response from any of them. Your body's like, nope, no oils for me. Just go natural and plain. What you're going to do is step in the shower, wet your body down, or get in the bathtub, wet your body down, and then you're going to place the scrub on all of your skin areas. You do not have to go into your hair, but definitely get your face, neck, shoulders, back, body, feet, hands. And then the first time you do this, you may only be able to stay with it on, 4 or 5 minutes. My key time that I like to shoot for is 8. 8 is great. 8 is infinity, and it is also the bunny number. Plus, my birthday is the 8th, and I was born in 1968, and I graduated high school in 1986, and my son was born in the August, which is the 8th month. So I don't know about you, but I'm a little slighted to the 8, but 8 is great. Many of my clients and people in the industry know my affiliation with the number 8, but do what works for you. Your body may like it on longer. Feel free to go. There's no, you can't do it wrong. But yeah, that is one of the top things. And the other thing is breathing. And I did the breathing technique already today about, asking all the extra energies that are with you. You can do this in the car, at night, before you go to bed, at any time. All the extra energies that are with you, because energies are not only beings, but they are thoughts, feelings, and emotions, many of which don't even belong to you, but they're kind of like housed with you. It's like you're doing a great job taking care of all of their feelings, thoughts, and emotions. And I'm sure they appreciate you taking it on for them. Many people do. Then I can hear myself in the background. My brain just caught in my hair. Is breathing. So you just ask. You can do it in your head or you can do it out loud. All the extra energies that are with me right now, you need to move away. 500 trillion directions on 3. Take a deep breath in. Out on 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and you're the being with a body, so you rule. Let's see what Kevin has to say. I'm a scooter boy, so I like to go for a ride on my Vespa. But most of all, to clear my head, I love my music and Motown. Northern Soul does it for me, and being a DJ helps a lot. Boom! Mic drop. So Troy's a DJ also. Used to be a DJ. And you're a DJ too. So I think you guys should become friends. I don't know. I'm just saying. You probably have a lot in common, more so than what you've just shared here on the live. So I hope this resonates with many of you. If it does, please, please, please feel free to share this with others, with your friends. Looking forward to getting back with you on another live power hour with you in the future. Until then, my friends, I look forward to seeing you in person someday. Ciao for now. Bye.